George having limped in will make up the difference.
Very interesting, yeah. Let's see what happens. First three to come. Who's going to draw first blood? Queen, 9, ace. George and Wes both flop. Wes flopping largest with 2 pair. George with the open-end straight draw, backdoor flush draw, and Gordon with that ace as well.
Yeah, so Gordon in trouble here because he raised huge pre. They've checked to him. He's got to continue now. He's hit his ace, but he's betting into the 2 pair of Wesley.
Max, what?
Yeah.
What's it on this thing? YouTube.
Say what's
Is it on YouTube? This.
Yeah. YouTube or
He bets 33. Wesley calls.
Fine.
if you just type in on Monster Jam Poker on YouTube, you'll see it comes up like this.
Now George with the
Just
open-ended.
like that.
Okay.
Yo, this
That's
pot's
22.
gotten very big all of
Very
a sudden.
quickly, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Gordon
Escalating.
extremely quickly. I tell you now, the king of clubs rolls off the turn, we are going to have fireworks.
I love it.
You found it.
Yeah.
5 of
5
hearts.
of hearts. Gordon checks, over to Wes.
So 162k in this pot already.
Well, to the river we go. 4 of spades. It goes check, check, and I think that's it for me, folks. I'll be jumping up. The level's just about to end. It's been an absolute pleasure, Mark. As always, thank you, sir.
But where's the
Pleasure
line?
kicking
Right,
off.
Chris, yeah, I'll see you later at one of the other things.
We shall do, buddy. All the
Yeah,
best.
you'll transition so long, and Gary will step in. I'll just wait till it's all transitioned over. Josh will be sitting in next to me.
Lines of 2,000, 4,000, 4,000.
So Josh will settle in, Gary will settle in, and then I'll hand over. Somebody playing backgammon in the, it's Lauren and Nadim in the SUNBET Poker Lounge. So I'll hand over to Josh and to Gary.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Josh here. Feels good to be back in the action, day 2. Currently the blinds are at 2-4, but I do believe if they're not up now, they're about to go up. And let's get straight into the action. We see Verna likes to go to a 2x, confirming that the blinds are at 2-4 with the 10 jack offsuit under the gun +1.
8,000 to play.
He does have what looks like over 40, maybe 50 big blinds. We got a flat call on the cutoff with the 6-3 suited from Gordon. And the small blind, Wesley, he wakes up with ace-king offsuit. Let's see what he does.
10 seconds.
Contemplating.
36.
36. Raised to 36,000.
He announces 36 quite firmly.
36,000.
And Fabio, I'm sure, is going to let go gladly of the 10-7.
36,000.
Verna thinking, what did I do with the 10 jack? But let's do a little bit of Hollywood. At least put on the fast that I'm making a decision here, but I think it's a pretty clear fold. Well, Gordon, of course, lays it down.
I'm just going to let you just finish that hand as you started, Josh. Good morning, or good afternoon. It's morning for us, of course.
You know, they say it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so good morning.
Another 2.5 flat.
So welcome to the feature table. I'm sure all the introductions have been done. Darren Kramer pops up on the screen. That's one way to frighten me awake in the mornings or in the evenings.
Yeah, indeed. You don't want to see that face across from you in the poker table,
Stevie
that's for sure.
Radloff to the left and Marriott Language to the right. Looks like an interesting table. What else have we got there? Oh, Craig Hartland. Sure, there's a bit of a who's who going on here.
I see.
Danny Diani there, Gareth Khalil.
And Wolf as well, back in the field. Let's go,
The
Wolf.
Wolf Man.
Yeah,
He's one of my favourites.
he's a good guy.
You went to school with him or something, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to school with him. I haven't seen the guy in 11, 12 years. And last night during one of the breaks, we hung out, we caught up, sort of confirmed that we did know each other from back in the day. And yeah, reconvened the relationship.
Nice. Were you friends back then? Or just in the same class or something?
No, we were. He was a year above me, but that's because good
He's
old.
older.
Well, no, good old Josh over here failed a year at school.
Oh, okay.
That is not a bluff, nor is it a surprise, I'm sure, for anyone who knows me. And but yeah, we used to be in the same year.
Nice.
2.5, 2.5.
And then
Looks
you
like
disappeared to the promised land and came back recently.
Yeah, and according to you, with the terrible dress sense, and you know what? Fair enough.
To clarify, I just asked if Josh had any mirrors in his house, and if he did, were they working correctly? Josh likes to mix up the colours. Nothing wrong, my friend. Nothing wrong. Says he wearing green, luminous green and red shoes.
Yeah, you know, listen.
My shoes are luminous, so, and yours are too, so I can't really talk.
My girlfriend picks my clothes. That's all I'm going to say.
I'll have a word with her later.
Yeah, it used to be my mom. Now it's my girlfriend. So there we go.
Good. Nice to see you. You're big now, grown up. Okay, so there's a view down the passageway or the pit of the main event, which is ongoing. There's also another event going on, which is the 10,000 buy-in no limit hold'em. There was one table when I was through there just before, and George, who hails from South Africa, Greek origins, and sporting the Greek flag. Bota van der Merwe, he gets out of the way. Round to Max Devison, who'll be very familiar to people back home.
And for the folks that heard me last night, you know how I love the pocket twos, the baby shoes, and Gordon picks them up. Let's see what he does here. He's in the mid position. It's 5,000 to call. The blinds have gone up. So Gordon's sitting there with just under 40 bigs. Looks like he limped in. Bit of set mining. Nick pops it up a little bit to 11,000, just over 2 bigs.
What's Verna going to do here? Just a call.
Yeah, it looks
Okay,
like
9 jack. Oh, we didn't see what the flop was there. Bit quick.
Bet 16,000.
I think it was 9 jack 5, if I'm right.
Yeah, the graphics will catch up soon enough.
There you go, 9 jack 5 rainbow.
Now keep in mind, Verna does have middle pair. He elects to check though. It's fine, I guess, to see the turn. Out of position against 2 good players. At some point though, I feel like you got to get some chips in there.
Bet 31,000.
Alright, he has an update of the action so far. We have a raise pre-flop from Nick and a call from Verna. And Gordon folded the 2s. On the flop it went check, check. On the turn, Verna checked his second pair. And Nick has bet just about 75% pot size.
Verna calls with his second pair.
Oh, feels bad for Gordon.
Yeah, it's too expensive to get there, trust me.
Verna checks, maybe giving some rope to Nick, turning his 9 into a bluff catcher. That's quite a big bet there. Let's see what happens here.
Bet 55,000. 55.
Bet's about half pot, which is kind of...
Nick is a tricky character if you have never watched him play, and he's not one to give up easy, and his success is based on the fact that he's not very predictable. And you know, he can have this all day, and he can also be bluffing all day, and that is the phenomenon that is Nick.
Yeah, I just think he checks back the flop, bets the turn.
He gets
comes
Verna
through.
to fold that out.
Good. Whew. He says he had aces, and let's pretend he did. Sure, why not?
Of the 2.
Now Gordon over there folding the 2s, probably telling people I had 2s over there. I got to say I have a bit of a history with Gordon. We've played a few cash games at Monty, and I believe of all the pots we've been involved in, there's a nice round number of how many pots I've won, and that round number is 0. He somehow always beats me.
He wouldn't, listen, you wouldn't want to fight him either. He's like a 4th or 5th Dan sort of karate expert. Or
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Okay, duly noted. Bit of interesting camera technique over there.
So 7-6 suited for Vota.
And he's got 10 big blinds. It's, you know, I think he's looking to get it in and double up. Hard to do that with the 7-6 under the gun.
Max out the way for sure here. Gordon with the 2 pictures. And the Nick folds, Wes is out of the way, chop. Fabio's also folded, as has Ray Adam.
By the way, another limp from Gordon. So that's interesting to note. And pocket jacks.
The
here.
jiggities, as they say. Pocket jiggities.
Yeah, no jiggity, no doubt.
That comes from the no famous vlogger, Bradley Owens. That's what he calls them, jiggities. He actually has a t-shirt with them, I believe. Pocket jiggities. Anyhow, it's 2 to the flop. Pocket jacks versus king jack. Jack on the flop would be interesting. There's a king for Gordon straight out of the gate. And really not a very, very favourable flop for Verna.
Not a favorable flop, but he did show aggression, giving him the better range for aces. It looks like he leads. Small bet, somewhere around 3rd pot. The turn came and it went check. And the river comes another king, so Gordon's feeling good here. And I think Verna will want to see showdown here. I don't see Verna betting. No flush cards came for him to represent. If he had hit a straight, he would have probably represented on the turn. So I see this going check, bet, fold. That went check. Gordon shows the king, and that's enough. And I've seen that very many times. Gordon flipping over the winning hand and me going, OMG.
Sounds like he's your Chuck Norris.
Yeah, exactly. Gary, I wonder if you could get me one of those pillows. I mean, they look
I think
comfortable.
the yellow one on the right is the winner's one, and the one on the left is I got to the final table. And the bracelet down below is out with our reach, because obviously we're not playing the tournament.
Yeah, I gotta say I really like these pillows. I haven't seen that before. You know, pillows like that. It's great, and they look very comfortable. And you know, for us grinders,
100%.
we need a pillow. We sit a lot.
A cushion.
Yeah, a cushion.
I think
Indeed.
there you go. Differentiating between pillows and cushions. I think pillows are things you sleep on, and cushions are things that support your back. What do you think? Or you scatter on the couch?
I got to be honest. I'm leaving the English to the Englishman. You know,
well, then we'll go firm on that.
I hardly speak English as it is.
But you speak Hebrew as well, I'm sure.
I don't talk Hebrew. I talk English like I talk Hebrew.
My life already, homie.
But no, as we say in Israel, I speak Avaloma speak, meaning I speak Hebrew, just not enough.
Is it? Beautiful language, I understand. Pocket fives for Ray Adam. Just a smooth call from the raise, which was Nick. And Vota
Lays down the fours.
in his big blind.
I didn't manage to catch his chip stack there. I wonder if he's thinking laying down the fours there.
Now 7 and Jack of Hearts, Queen of Spades.
Not bad for Nick, only 2 pair. Quite a wet board though. And check.
So Nick will think he's ahead here. And he'll bet.
13,000.
And I like a smaller bet here because he's got such a strong hand, and sure, if Ray has some sort of gut shot or something, I mean, you just want to get value. You want to build the pot here.
For sure. And Ray's a non-believer, so he's going to pay with his pocket pair.
I think Ray might also be thinking he can represent some kind of draw as well if a good bluff
A heart
bluff
on the
card.
river would be a good bluff card.
Yeah.
There's a 7.
7 though,
So,
not going to work.
I think full house might win here.
Absolutely.
So There'll be a sizable bet there. And we shall see if Nick...
Wow.
No big deal. Look at my full house. Gotta love that feeling of turning over a full house.
I think Nick bets and I think Raymond called. Ray did call, 25,000, non-believer. And that is the trickery of Nick, you know, he can have it and he can have it. And Ray obviously thought he hadn't, so there we go. This is lovely Marina. Nice, she's always got a smile on her face at the table.
Yeah, you
And,
said about the
I
phone.
saw Nadeem, her husband,
I haven't got my
earlier.
card, yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
And how about
Just
that chip stack as well?
Just a delight to play poker with as well. A very charming young lady.
Question, what are the denominations there with the, I see some green chips
Yeah,
there.
the greens are 50,000.
Oh, there we go, we have
So
coloured
they
up.
came in last night late once we chipped up. So the green chips are in play. Of the purples are the fives, and of course the singles, thousands, are the pinks.
As you can see, a lot of action out on the outer tables. Drinks are being ordered. Hands are being shaken.
I have to play what I get.
And we're going to play deep tonight.
I believe we might play 7 levels in total.
Okay.
So if there's a dinner break, whether I don't know if there is or there isn't, that's to be confirmed by the management. That'll take us through to certainly the wee small hours, as they say in Scotland.
And by the way, another limp from Gordon, under the gun this time with the suited king. I'm very curious about the strategy. Look, if you're going to be limping, you might as well limp a little more often than not, so as to disguise when you limp with aces and things like that. Of course, now we're just getting the dealer flatting with the suited ace, which is always fine, and the big blind checking back his queen jack off suit.
So Max picks up a little gut shot here.
A gut shot with 2 overs. He's also won a couple of pots recently, so he might be in a good mood. But the ace comes on the turn. So George does decide to bet. It looks like he bets 11,000, I believe, or 10,000.
Max, non-believer.
Yeah, he's got the double gutter. He might be aware that the ace is, meaning his pair of queen or jack is no good, but let's see.
There's a jack.
He does hit. And another small bet. You know, I like that from George. Let's get a little bit of value here. Let's see if our ace can.
George came in heavy this morning, quite a big stack. No, he didn't. 242. That's about average. So, but he's spun it up a little bit.
Yeah, and for the viewers at home, average stack right now is about 200,000. Just for everyone to know, which means that the average stack is 40 big blinds, which means there is a little bit of breathing room. It's not too tight. When the average stack is, you know, sort of 25, 30 big blinds, in that range, there's a lot more pressure on the players.
So, looks like George will pick up the pot there.
Yeah, a really nice value bet from George at the end there. You know, those thin value bets do build up.
So that's voter Van der Merwe, and he's looking for a spot. So we've got an all-in situation here. Looks like we've already seen cards, and money is being transferred. Kramer looks like he's involved as
Well, I do see
Marriott language.
I do see a pair of aces. It looks like there's 4 to a straight on the board. Kramer
like
was kind of nodding his head there. I don't know. Let's
Kramer's
see.
counting chips, and Marriott is giving them over. So we know who the winners and the losers were there.
Yeah. Well, first place, second place. Because I lose so many hands, and I hate to think of myself as a loser.
You're a winner. You get to sit next to me.
There you go.
You're a winner all day. Okay, back to the action. Nick will fold here under the gun. Wesley out the way also with the raggedy ace. Around to Fabio, one of the Cornelli clan.
He's got the Persian carpet right, but lets it go with a smaller stack of about 15 big blinds. Persian carpet right, of course, Antonio Sfandiari, the magician,
Total 5,000, 259.
coined that term.
I know. He likes it suited in diamonds the best, apparently. I have no idea why you'd want 9-7, but there you go. But then, you know, we all have our little quirks in life.
Okay, blind versus blind here. So limp with the 9-5 suited. Obviously a check from Gordon. Now Gordon hits here with the middle pair. So let's see if Max wants to lead out, and he does. Snap call from Gordon. I like that.
Gordon is not one to hang around.
I think the snap call also says to your opponent, yeah, I dare you to do that again on the turn because I'm snapping again.
Yep.
Of course, Max likes that. He's now open-ended. So all of a sudden, he's got some EV in this. He's got some value here.
Blind on blind action.
I like that. A very large bet here.
Yep. Gordon gets the other way.
Yeah, well played.
There's Wolfie in the background, just above Max's head. There
Yeah.
you go. On the same table as Morgani was playing nicely.
What kind of watch is that over there?
I really don't know. The strap looks maybe a little Breitlingish. I'm not sure. Let's see who it is. Looks like Kevin, maybe.
Ooh, Mr. Rajesh.
Rajiv. From
Excuse me.
Namibia.
Rajiv the thief. He stole so many chips from me.
And there's Craig Hartland in the background.
And you can tell him I said that.
Well, I think you just told him already.
Nah, he's a good guy. He really
Rajiv is a very nice man, Indian national, working in Namibia. Always got a smile on his face. Absolutely charming man.
Nah, he's a good guy.
So anyhow, 2-5, 5 on the big blind, 5 on the big blind ante, 12.5k in the middle. Action around to Fabio. I wonder if David's watching. David Cornelli. We'll see you when we're down in KZN in May. Okay, Mr. Adam wakes up with the ladies who never go out alone. This is going to be interesting. Verna has got himself an ace king here, so and pocket eights for George. Gives them up very easily.
We got a quick all in with 20 big blinds from Verna after the raise with the queens from Adam.
Max with a suited jack here. On the button. Given the action, I'm pretty sure he's going to fold this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Round to Gordon Badiacci.
And of course, a call from Ray is imminent.
And it all goes in from Verna. So the all-in is 104. Don't know there's much else you could do.
Yeah, the classic flip.
Ray's total is 130 as it stands, so a significant chunk of his change. So he's having to think about it.
Fair enough.
Decides that he's got a call. Ace King versus Queen, so almost a fair fight.
Yeah.
Good luck to both players.
Let's see.
Luck.
Okay, so clean run out for Queens thus far. Turn and river to come. Just doesn't want to see any paint.
Yep.
Or an ace, of course.
And
There you go.
that's
Queens
it.
will hold up, and the ace king of Verna will be crushed, unfortunately, and Verna will leave the feature table. Verna plays very well, good solid player, very charming young man, and only a pleasure to have him on the feature table, and good luck, sir. Maybe you'll jump into the 10k. I know his good lady was up on the stage there behind him watching, so they'll take stock, and it'll be shopping or it'll be the 10k. That'll be JP Oakes' chip stack with a pawn on it.
Didn't have much choice.
Banks Solomon's counting chips, which is always a good sight. Flanked by Gavin Sardini, Greg Penlai, and the unmistakable Mr. Alvin Pillay.
the Sardini, of course, there with a lot of greens. I mean, he built a massive stack yesterday.
Yeah, he's in pretty good shape.
Nick, good line.
And Ray.
Very great folding technique from Rajiv there. That takes years of experience. The single finger push,
I played with him long.
not for the faint of
No, I
heart.
don't say, but I mean, it's hard to fold.
Fabio under the gun here. Let's see what he looks at.
1,000 play. All in.
With 26 bigs all in, he's got to have a nice hand there, a pair or
One
something.
assumes he has a reasonable hand.
Yeah.
Sticking it in an early position.
Yeah.
No takers thus far. Voter being very patient.
Queen 9, let's go here.
There you go, Max is not risking his chips there.
Yeah.
What has Gordon Purdy actually got?
Not
Nothing
enough.
is the answer.
And finally,
Nick with King Queen, you'll think about this.
and he's got a very big stack. You know, he's sitting on over 100 bigs, and the shove is from, you know, 16 bigs. It's close.
That's Queen. That's Queen.
That's what I had.
2 overs. Ah, very nice.
4.
Got the flop count.
How much was it?
Huh?
5-4.
Like King Queen.
Gets through.
79,000.
Yeah.
And we will, I'm not sure if we'll ever find out what he had, but
We did try to chuck it to the flop cam, but the dealer was too sharp for us.
my guess is it's 9s or 10s. But, you know, that's just my hunch.
There you go. Manish Singh on the left-hand side there.
It is quite a lot then.
Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, his favourite song. How the hell do I know that? Because he sings it to me every time he's all in against me. That's how I know. That's Jed,
Still a race after all.
the guitarist, professional guitarist in the Francois Van Koch band. Next to Manesh Kashev. Manesh disappeared off the planet for a few years during COVID, but he's back and playing well and winning. So good to have him back playing poker with us. Okay, so George will call here. Voter gets out of the way. Voter being very, very patient. Max with a suited ace and the hijack, so looks over as is his way at the current blinds. Decides on what his bet size is going to be, and then acts very decisively. So it raises up to 12k.
That's small raise.
Nick with 6-2 of hearts says, this is my button and I'm in command of this table. Wesley with the Queen 8 might be priced in here.
Yeah, the Queen 9 suited, which is pretty hand. Also maybe dangerous in the small blind. But
Wesley, an excellent player, former WPT winner, of course.
oh wow.
So no slouch, former WPT deep stacks. I think 2015 somewhere around there. I will be corrected by Wes. And Wesley and I played a lot of poker in the past outside of South Africa, but
And a
nice
limp
to see him back.
pre-flop causes four-way action here, possibly causes.
Jack 10-5.
2 players with the open-ended. Wesley with the lower open-ended here.
Of course, George with the option here. George also checks. Interesting.
Hey.
Random Max. Max decides I'm not going to get trapped here.
Yeah, I feel like it's very
Nicky's
possible.
going to put in a bet here. You know that, don't you?
And I wonder if George is waiting to pounce with a check raise with these open-ended, with the high open-ended and 2 overcards to the board.
We shall see.
And Nick with the worst of it, but with the best stack. Well, actually, no, excuse me. Wesley does have a larger stack. But Nick goes for it with the 6-2.
Yeah, Wes cruising nicely. He was started the day on 250,000, somewhere around there. I had a good catch up with him, and myself and my wife going for dinner with Wes just to catch up after this. So look forward to that in next week sometime or the week after. And he's accumulated a nice little stack there. So I like the call here. I like both the calls. Max has now got to make a decision, and not one to give his chips away easily. So I think he might see a fold from Max. I'm not sure.
Yeah, especially with his stack size, I feel like it's either all in or fold, and he doesn't have much to go all in with. So I think he's just got to lay it down.
Yep, Max won't like that, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
So we will see a turn card, and Nick has got absolutely nothing here, of course.
Yeah, except a hope and a dream and a pair of 2s. And just like that, Nick is ahead. I'm not sure if he knows that, but it goes check, check. And if Nick checks back, he has a
He has
showdown
to check
value.
back, so
But here comes a king on the river, it looks like.
Wesley is probably going to win this.
He's got the straight, and George has the top pair.
127,000 in the pot.
9%. 75.
75 is the bet.
75,000.
It's a nice bet. It's over half pot. It's like 60% pot.
So now he's asking George the question. George, of course, has rivered the top pair and has a reasonable kicker, of course, with the queen. And I think we could see a time bank chip going back towards the dealer.
And George might
No, he makes his
he
mind up
lets it
quickly.
go.
Very disciplined.
Maybe a little bit of Hollywood from Nick here.
Yeah. A little bit of respectability.
Yeah.
Dick will fold. I know he's beat.
Sometimes you just gotta get that acting.
I'm pretty sure Wes will be happy with the call here.
Oh,
it's
sure.
not gonna happen, of course, but.
Oh, he even pushes the time bank in.
So this might be him lining up for a bluff.
He wastes the time bank on the Hollywood. I do have connections in the film industry if you want a job, because that was great. I think that if I was there without knowing your cards, I definitely think it was a big laydown. So good stuff.
Lions, 2,500, 5,000, 5,000.
No, I didn't. No.
Big line, right?
All right, the out of field here.
No.
Players playing with their time bank cards.
No.
All right, here we go. Back to the action.
5,000.
LaRue under the gun. 40 big blinds.
12,000.
Looks like he opened.
12,000.
Stay tuned.
12,000.
Hey, makes it 2.5 bigs. We got an all in from Van der Merwe with none other than Snake Eyes, Pocket Rockets, Aces.
Vota is in. He's been very patient, Vota, so nice to see him pick up a hand. Is
And
he going to get any action?
well, LaRue opened under the gun. We don't know what he has, but he opened to 12. And now the shove to 37 leaves it just 25 to call, I believe, if he decides to call.
32.
So he might be priced in with more than 2-to-1 odds. Yeah.
Okay, a snap call.
Good luck, man.
So we
And
don't know
let's
what
see,
Robert
we got
LaRue's
the Pocket Rockets.
Pocket nines,
Ah,
okay.
the hockey pucks, the Phil Helmuth hand. Okay, we've seen worse odds come through before. How does it go this time?
Okay, so far clean. Clean again. Just got to dodge a
2
nine.
outs, and it does not hit. But he,
Vota will double up, 49,500.
yeah, feels good to double up no matter your stack size, even though he only has now 10 big blinds. I tell you what, from experience, even that double up just feels great. You know, you're under so much pressure. You see the aces, and they hold up, and you know, a chip in a chair.
So there's the lovely Marina. She's her and Nadim about a year ago, I suppose. Now had their second child, and just a delightful couple. She comes from the Ukraine, and I spoke with her a couple of months ago, and she said that I think her grandmother was still in the Ukraine. But if let's just say I hope everything is well with her family and everybody is safe. And we wish her well.
Yeah, and I tell you what, she is the last woman standing in the tournament.
She is?
She is the last
I
lady
thought
standing.
Marion Language was still in.
No, she is unfortunately out.
Okay,
Although well played to her, but now
I didn't see her leave.
Ukraine representing the last woman standing. Let's go. or the elusive Jack 10 under the gun for George. I'm sure we're going to just see a... Oh, what was that? A limp.
George
Well,
Evangelou.
for anyone tuning in, there's been a lot of limping at this
Money goes in from
feature
Vota.
table. Of course.
He's going to try and spin it up a second time.
Yeah. Easy shove with the 17 big blinds there.
Too early in the queue for Max to be calling. Round of Pagliacci. Gordon folds.
And if it folds down to George, it's going to be hard to call with the 10-jack offsuit for those odds. Let's see. Ray Adam folds the queen-jack suited. Yeah, there we go.
Ace, king, and aces in 2 hands. Good, eh?
Ace, king, and aces in 2 hands, they say. And it was called. He did have ace, king.
He did predict it well.
In heart, in
We
spades.
see those 10 stacks of the
Must be in
pinks.
spades.
Very good stack technique.
That's Ahmed Karim. They are in 20s, of course.
Ahmed, the one and only, with a very big stack in front of him. And I tell you what, he's still a threat with 1 chip, never mind those many chips. So
Alan Young and Anand Kumar, Manesh Kashev, Jed Kosun, I cannot pronounce it, and Keegan Pino. Interesting table. That's quite a tough table, actually. Well, they're all tough when you get to the sharp end of the tournament, I suppose. But
yeah, absolutely.
okay, so Vota with 7-5 off. I don't think he's going to be shoving again, is he?
Yeah, the run's got to end sometime.
Well, he hasn't got rid of his cards yet.
The good old pick him up and throw him in technique.
So
I predict a limp from, oh, there we go. Gordon with the limp with the king 2 suited.
Yeah, it's very...
Interesting, because he hardly limps in the cash games.
maybe it's his
You wanna
intended
share my table, you can put it on the table. Sure.
plan for the day.
Yeah, and of course, LaRue is happy to complete the small blind with the suited ace-5, and checking the big blind with the 8-6 is
Jack 4.
totally fine. Paired board here.
Ace-5 out in front still here.
Yeah,
Robert will put a bet in.
and I like the 5k bet, if that's good. I like the small bet
Fold
on the
from
paired
George and
board.
Gordon. Quick folds.
I really like the small bet on the paired board because, you know, you're only really getting, you know, you're only really hitting any action against trips or a flush draw there. So why bet half pot? Why bet bigger? Just throw in a quarter pot, throw in the small chip. I like that a lot.
So Joe Steggers turns his head round. See what's going on. Joe, English professional, currently residing in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania.
And Gary, I wonder if we could get some massages back here from the ladies. They give great massages to the players. Just putting it out there.
I'm sure if you spoke to one of them, they'd be happy to come and do your massage.
Okay.
I have no idea what their pricing is, but I suggest it's
So,
probably most of my pocket money. Max folds, so does Gordon. Round to Nicky.
Pocket threes, the crabs. Nick has crabs, but not those kind of crabs. He's got the threes and he raises. That's fair. With a stack size like Nick's, almost 100 big blinds, I don't mind the raise at all. It's basically 2 bigs. Looks like a 3-bet, of course, with the big slick from Fabio. That's all in. Okay, he's all in for 16 bigs.
Well, Nick is, we'll go to Nick. After Vota, we'll go to Nick. Vota's probably going to fold this. I don't know what he's thinking, unless we've got the wrong cards in front of us.
Yeah, Nick needs to think, does Fabio have a pocket pair, or does he have a hand like the one he actually has, which is ace-king in this
So
spot?
we go round to Nick.
And if Nick thinks Fabio has ace-king, ace-queen, he's going to call. Looks like he's going to call here. Let's see. Because if he's against overcards, he's getting good odds. But in his mind, the range dictates that he should fold. He believes there's a lot of pocket pairs in the range as well, and that is fair enough.
Photo out of the danger zone, but only just. Fabio nose above the water. Max heading in the wrong direction. Robert, the new player. Robert's from South Africa in Cape Town, so we'll put a flag up there for him momentarily.
All right.
Gordon Pagliacci. All of these guys with 50 plus bigs are in pretty good shape.
Absolutely.
So we've got 22 minutes to run on the level. At the end of this level, we will take a 15-minute break and change out the table.
I myself will be with you after the break for another level.
I'm disappearing. I think you're back with Mark or Chris.
Yes, I believe Mark's going to come and join,
King, queen fold, queen's fold.
which is always fun. Me and Mark.
But you're
me
going to
and
be
Chess.
riding solo from about 10 minutes out because we've got to go do the table change.
That's fine
Gordon
by me.
Pagliacci wakes up here with Ace King.
And I
Nice
want to see a
premium.
limp. Okay, that's fine. I would have also... Well, the problem with limping actually is a lot of people are just calling the limps, but Gordon's been limping a lot, so why not even out the range there? He opens 3.5.
He'll
with
get
ace
respect for his raise there from early position.
Correct. And we
So
have an all
Fabio
in.
is just called it all in, I believe, with 10-7.
With 10-7.
Well, Gordon will snap this off, I'm sure.
Channeling Daniel Negreanu there. That's Negreanu's favorite hand. Not sure if D-Negs prefers it suited. Pocket eights.
He also prefers diamonds.
Just touching 100. Just over 100.
If he knew that Gordon was sitting on Ace King there, he certainly wouldn't be considering this.
Yeah.
But Max has been pretty card dead, but Max is very disciplined as well. So
I raised 11.
Yeah, you don't want to get it all in the tournament. Of course, Gordon, easy call.
Extra.
And
Oh, it's exactly.
like it or not, with Fabio's move here, his cards are live. And for what it's worth, he's got the flush draws. And
it's Ace 10.
oh, it's Ace 10.
Not 10.
Sorry about
Not-
that. That
not
makes
7-10.
way more sense and is actually worse for Fabio.
We'll change that on our computer. Don't worry, it happens occasionally. A misread.
Okay. Okay, so both players with, of course, Gordon is happy with his Ace King high.
10 only,
Yeah, 10 only. No 10.
and that will see the end of Fabio Canelli's time in the feature table and in the main event.
Yeah.
Hopefully you will trot along to the 10K and play that. If not, my regards to the Fabio, to the Cornelli clan, and we will see you guys in May in KZN in the beautiful Sabaya Resort.
Looking forward to that indeed. And yeah, well played, Fabio. Well played, my friend. Glad to see it was Ace 10 and not 10-7.
I like the way the players are now saying seat open rather than player out. It
Yes.
is my thing.
Yes.
Player out is walk of shame.
Yeah,
Seat
yeah.
open is seat open.
Ah, the glass is half full.
Gamble.
Guys, the blinds.
Gamble.
All right, the post-mortem from the players. Gordon, of course, stoic as usual. Win or lose, you couldn't tell the difference in his posture and how he's acting. He's very good at just putting forth an image of just stoicism and relaxed kind of guy. Scary to play against.
Indeed. Okay, hand 46 today, 2-5 on the small, 5K on the big, and 5K on the big blind ante. 12.5 in the pot. And Nikolai Nui will be your under the gun player.
He has the dead man's hand.
Aces
Ace
and
8. 10-6 easy fold from Wes. Adam folds a hand we don't see. LaRue folds the beautiful 7-4 suited. And we get more folds. We're up to Max, who has pocket queens in the small blind.
I think we'll see some movement here.
Yeah, and you know, Max has 24 bigs. He's got to be thinking about a 3-bet here.
Of course.
And honestly, I don't mind even just the...
Max is a solid
just the shove.
professional. He'll be he took the temperature of the table. He'll know how much he wants to put in.
90,000.
There you go. And that's what his calculation
90,000. He's saying, listen, I'm all in basically. I'm not going all in, but I'm all in here. So he gives a price to Nick where Nick's not going to call the 90. If he's calling, he's going to just call his whole stack size. Gordon, obviously, we saw quickly folded the suited king. And Nick lets it go. He doesn't want to be a dead man with a dead man's hand.
Roy Bitten in the background on the same table as Carl Myberg. And looks like Gavin Sardinia is next to McCall. There we go, 17 minutes to go on the level.
Yeah, we have
And
66 players
if we
remaining.
just drop the graphics, we'll be able to see the average stack. There you go, 232,727. And your prize pool on the right hand side, I think he said 59 get paid or 57, I can't recall. We're currently on 66, so we're getting near to that money bubble. Just so you know, we will be playing hand for hand across all the tables, so that'll take some coordination by the staff outside, so bear with us when we get there. But it can also bring some great excitement, and we will talk you through the hand-to-hand procedure when it gets near.
Absolutely.
Okay, so thank you for that, camera team. Thank you for bringing us the details. And we'll get back to the action on the feature table. Wesley with ace-10 under the gun. Just going through his full processes. Raises up to 10,000, and Ray Adam outpips him by one with ace-jack.
Yeah, Adam is step ahead with the jack over the 10. He's also in position on the chip leader of the table, which is always feels good. Interesting that was a laydown of the ace-jack there. That's fine. That's early
Roger
position.
folding pocket nines. That's very interesting. That's a big fold.
Yeah, I didn't catch his stack size there. It is a unusual fold.
I mean, for me, that's shoving territory, pocket nines.
Yeah. Of course, it depends on
Short
the
stack
stack
to the
size.
table, maybe?
Short stack, so yeah.
Yeah, but you know, some people are very ICM orientated and want to cash, so
Yeah, and you said
There we
57 players getting
I believe so, yes, 57 or 59.
So with 66 left, I mean, we're getting close to the bubble. I
Indeed,
mean,
we are.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We will go hand for hand across all the tables, and I'm going to leave you. I have other duties for a minute, so Josh will be fine solo on his own, but Uncle Mike's very close by to give you a hug if you'll need one. So that's okay.
I can always do with the hug.
Mike gives out nice hugs, but you know, you need to be on his Christmas card list.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that being
Hanukkah
said-
card list, excuse me.
That being said, I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gary. Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Let's get back to the action. So we got a raise and a call from Nick. Nick was in the big blind. He completed. He flopped a 6. He check called. Looks like he takes it down. Nice to take it down with the little pair. You know, these little pots really build up. And some of the outer action here. And actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 10K event. Always giving the players opportunities for another score. So a 10K buy-in feels good. And we see everyone's focused, ready for another grind. And yeah, I wish I was in that action. And here we go back to the featured table. And Adam looks down, of course, at the King 3 and lets it go. I believe it looks like he supports Mercedes. I've got to say I'm a Ferrari guy myself, but my pops likes Mercedes, so fair enough. Robert LaRue with the suited ace-8. Not too bad. He just goes over 2 bigs. Ace-9 from George, let go. Queen-8, easy, let go. 9-5 for sure. Max is on the cutoff, and it's interesting. I wonder if he is just, yeah, just pretending. Just letting the players know that he could 3-bet any time. Gordon, he calls with the ace-7 suited. He's on the button. He's got a suited ace. You want to see a flush draw. I get it, Gordon. I get it. If I was a good player, I might do the same. All right, here we go. We got the small blind completing with the jack-7 offsuit. That's a hopeful call there. Flop comes out. And looks like, actually no one's hit. But of course, LaRue with the pre-flop aggression here. Okay, but it goes check, check, check. Let's see, and that's an interesting turn because now Nick has picked up a flush draw and it looks like a gut shot straight draw. He's out of position here, but coming out of the small blind, that really hits his range. So I like a bet here. He bets just over a third, about a third pot. It's going to be hard for Gordon to call as well. So it gets through, and the Jack-7 offsuit wins. You know, you got to be optimistic in this game. For players like me who play way too many hands, I like to see that. Beautiful. We get a wider view of the room. And sometimes you got to stand up, guys, when you're at the table all day. Got to get that blood running through your system. And here we have some VPIP. Gordon with the highest, or tied for the highest VPIP. Now Gordon we've seen doing a lot of limping. Nick as well getting involved. Ray Adam playing a little bit more cool, but the VPIP does change. Wesley is still our chip leader. Nick with a healthy stack as well. George and Gordon about the same with looks like 60 bigs plus minus. And here we go, LaRue looks down, rubs his nose. And let's see. He's in the big blind there, excuse me. Alright, we're getting folds. And that hand, you might know that hand, that's called pocket aces. Best possible hand pre-flop. Duh. Max very happy to see that. Yeah, raises, looks down. Oh, not much is going on. Just got aces. I'll make it 2 big blinds. No big deal, guys. And he's hoping someone will 3-bet him. Gordon likes the ace-7. We know that from the last hand. He completes. Also, Nick with the call with the 6-2 suited on the button. The blinds fold. So we got Max out of position, but he's got aces. So that's a good news, bad news scenario. Let's see what the flop brings. It will be Max to speak first. 9, 5, 10. And some action behind in the outer tables. But let's see. Max with the overpay here. He checks. Gordon's got a backdoor dream with an overcard. And he's a dreamer. Nothing wrong with that. John Lennon showed us that. So he puts in a bet. 25,000. It's just under half pot. Okay. Nick hard to play here, but Max, of course, is still interested. Does he flat call? Does he put in a little raise? Does he just jam? You know, I like the jam, personally, with the 10-9 out there, because 10-9 hits a lot of Queen-Jack, Jack-10, a lot of
Raised to 90,000.
and we see a similar trend with Max. He doesn't really like to go all in, as opposed to basically bet enough to say you shouldn't call, you should just go all in. Now Gordon's going to fold, of course.
You're waiting for me like a crocodile.
And players assessing the spirit animals of other players on the table.
Max, your crocodile.
The crocodile.
Sometimes you get good hands, you know.
Waiting for me on my button with my 6-2.
We have an elimination over here. But he's got his head up high. And here we have the outer tables. This is the tournament, guys. This is where the action is happening outside of the feature table. We still have about 66 players left, plus minus. So we're approaching bubble time. You see Gary there in the red shirt doing a post-mortem of our session out here. And George the Greek looks down at the Queen-8 offsuit, says, is it me to speak? I'm going to limp. You know why? Because that's what we're doing at this table. We're limping. And that's cool. I love limping. Okay, Davison is saying, I'm good with the last hand. I'm just gonna chill out for a sec. Gordon's thinking I'm on the feature table. I can't show them that I played 10-5 offsuit. And the baby shoes show themselves. Nick with the 2-2s. And yeah, fun fact, the biggest pot I ever won in a cash game was with pocket 2s. And I was in the straddle and I was about to go home. Won such a huge pot I stayed for another hour out of respect. Pocket 7s for Wesley. So Nick Nick raised to just under 3 bigs with the pocket twos. And Wesley, of course, calls. We're down to the small blind Ray. It looks like he's going for the 3-bet here.
62,500.
Yeah, I believe that was 62.5.
62,500.
Okay, it's a nice healthy bet, and I like it. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to call. Nick with these big stacks, still hard to call that much with the pocket twos.
2,500.
Wesley also now. Wesley's got to be thinking, either I'm putting Ray all in now, and we're just going to run it down. I've got 100 and what's that? 125 bigs against Wesley's 30 something. But it looks like it crossed the line. And he had pocket queens.
Those are pockets. Those are pockets.
Those are pockets, as the guys at the table are saying. Yeah. Players being honest. One guy says, check my pockets. The other guy says, check my pockets. And then the other guy says, no. These are pockets. Deep pockets. Now look at that stack. Now you see that Cromer there's got a lot of grey chips, the 500s, and that means he's been picking up a lot of a lot of small pots. Often the player with the small chip denominations is the one who's been winning all the little pots. Don't ask me how I know that. Ask no questions, hear no lies. But I believe that's true. If I'm wrong, let me know in the chat.
I don't want to call it that crack my aces and my
And
kings.
thank you to all our dealers. They are amazing dealing with us South African poker
I want
players.
2 callers that one crack my aces and kings and you.
And here we go, Fundamera. Another Queen 8 under the gun, just a different player. And he pulls back and slides him in.
Either that or we set up for
Dead
that.
man's hand for
Never
Max.
Either I'm a scared player or I know what
And I see Max doing the min
what you do.
and folding.
I know you know.
It's interesting how when he had aces, his head was down.
Snoozing.
I'll let you figure out the rest, ladies and gentlemen. 7-6 suited on the hijack from Nick. I don't mind an open here with the 100
I know
bigs.
you know what you're doing.
But
because
what
you
do I
told
know?
everyone my hands before I even played.
Wesley is saying, you know what, I'm the chip leader.
Yeah, I need to keep
And that's
quiet in
interesting,
case I'm
actually.
right.
I talk about the 7-6. Well, he's got the chip leader ahead of him, so maybe you do want to play a bit tighter in that spot. Anyway, Wesley makes it 2 big blinds with the Queen 3 suited. And with the stack like he has, that's okay. Be a bit of a bully. Blinds are approaching. That's what you should do. And LaRue in the small with the 4s. And it looks like he's just flatting. Yep, he goes for the flat, which is totally fine. And George, I know you're getting such good odds, but you only have 3-2 unsuited. But he calls, and I get it. And hey, look at that. Okay, the 4s are gone. We have 2 players who have just flopped trips here. Wow, and obviously the queen in most cases is gonna play. Okay, so anyway, let's see the quick check from LaRue. Check from George, I like it because his hand is very disguised. And Wesley throws in a tiny bet. A tiny bet of 8,000. He wants someone to raise. And I gotta say, I believe George is agreeing. Well, George might flat call just to... we even have LaRue in here. Now, LaRue, of course, he could catch a 4 and get out ahead, of course.
25.
Yeah, here comes the raise. And that's probably why Wesley went so low there, because he wants someone to raise. And George is thinking, this is the dream flop with my 3-2.
17,000 more.
So he basically 3x's the raise. And George, the flat call from Wesley. I like that a lot. Excuse me, I had my eye on the wrong player. Yeah, George is out. Now we're heads up, and I really like the flat from Wesley there, because he knows he's so far ahead. Okay, the ace here, all that this ace really means is that if obviously an ace, a 6, or a king were to come, and a lead of 50K,
So how much have you got left?
into a pot of just under 100, so a half pot size bet. And he's probably got over 100, just over 100 behind. And we see Wesley is inquiring about the stack, and
Pause for a count.
I believe George doesn't have to tell him, but he certainly has to show him. And that's why you see George moving the chips, and George is probably going to be happy to go all in here. And this is brutal, you know. This is brutal.
Look at this setup.
And George, well, let's see the river here, guys, before we get, because you never know. You never know. 10 on the river, that is no good. The queen 3 holds. George is eliminated, I believe. And we have a new, well, the rich get richer. And I have to say it feels bad because I know that sometimes you get in there with the 3-2, you just call a little bit. And to get eliminated with a hand like 3-2 offsuit just feels even worse, because you know you shouldn't really be in there. But I get it, George the Greek, you had the odds. I totally understand. I'm not judging at all. So George out. And Wesley more deeper in. He has a huge stack. Probably has about, must be about 800 now. We'll see. And of course, nothing better than stacking up those chips.
Which one?
Tell me, poker players, what's better than stacking up chips? You know? The one thing you never see a poker players helping each other with is stacking chips. Not because it's like bad etiquette, but because like, no. I'm happy to do it myself, thank you. All right, there we go. Almost $1 million for Wesley. Almost $1 million. And that's like 200 big blinds. That's huge. Nick with 100. Ray and Gordon in the 50 range. And then Max with 40. And we got 2 shorter stacks at the bottom. But yeah, that's it. I mean, can you believe it? We can. We all play poker here. We can believe it. Here's Max with the ace-7 of hearts under the gun. He reaches. And he puts in 10, I think that is. Gordon with a quick call. Let's see what Gordon has. The 6-4 of hearts. Gordon, respect, my friend. I like. Fold the king 4. Queen 9 fold for sure. Fold from Ray. 10-3 is going to find a fold. Let's see what the blinds do. King 8 folds, and that's it. And we got a check on the flop. 2 pair now for Max. And of course, Gordon with a little taste of the 6 there. And only a 6 would be good for Gordon. But a 4 on the river would be terrible for him. So let's see what happens. And you know, yeah, it goes bet fold. And players are getting up for a break. And I'm sure guys are going to give their updates, do their thing. And I myself am going on a break, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you in 15 or so. See you soon. Bye.
And welcome back to Times Square Casino. This is your main event of the SUNBET Poker Tour Season 2. We're on day 9 now, and we're heading towards the money. We had 383 entries, paying 57 places. So approaching that bubble sometime soon. Now we've switched out the feature table. Players are starting to take their seats. Chip accounts are just being entered. You can see Costa there in seat 2, Wu in seat 3. I see Marina is going to join us as well. So all the players have to get mic'd up. And sitting in with me for this next hour will be Josh.
All right, how's it going, Mark? How are you doing, my friend?
All right, and you, Josh. The players are just busy taking their seats. See Marina there in seat 7, just taking her seat.
Fantastic. She's the last woman standing.
Is she the last lady standing?
Yeah, that is confirmed.
And we have Alvin in the middle of the screen. And she's got a lot of chips there, Marina.
Oh, yeah, you always love showing up at the table with the 2 trays.
Yeah, then you definitely know you've got a stack going.
Yeah.
A very dangerous player in seat 9, Matt Muhal. Is well known to everybody online, and of course his live performances as well from Cape Town. So there they are.
Get our entry fee back.
The chip counts in order. Lee Wu's got the chip lead. He's got 433,000. He's in seat 3. Alvin Pila in seat 4, 290k. Ray Adams rejoining this table, seat 1, 296. We've got Jared Jardine, 43 bigs, 263. Costa in seat 2. And there's Conrad Chester. It's actually Conrad's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday,
So happy
Conrad.
birthday to Conrad, and he's on the feature table.
There we go. And maybe the players will give him the gift of some chips. Let's see.
I think they may give him good wishes, a birthday song, and a drink with their chips.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
And the cards are in the air. And shout out to my man Goldie. Here we go. And Marina, I'm sure, is going to get rid of the 9-5 offsuit.
Look, one thing you're going to find out about Marina, I've played a lot against Marina, she plays a much wider range.
All right.
So you will see that.
Like to see that. Jack 8 suited, not quite good enough. Under the gun +1 for Jared. And Ray Adam, who was on the last feature table, so we're seeing him again. He lets it go. We have an ace-3 suited, and Costa's happy to open the cutoff with about 40 big blinds.
Straight into Lee Wu's ace-queen though on the button. Who's flat called by the looks of things.
And I don't mind that. You know, you got a big stack. We're close to the bubble, and ace-queen offsuit. You're in position. I don't mind that. I don't mind a call or a 3-bet there.
37.
Alvin
Speaking of,
goes for the 3-bet with the queen 10 suited
37,000.
because Wu flatted the button. That's
very
what
interesting.
the problem is. You open it up to a player like Alvin on your left, and you flat call, he will use the squeeze.
no, fantastic play. I mean, regardless of what happens, I like the gutsy play from Alvin, and I'm not familiar with his styles, so you know, I guess if Wu is familiar with him, he might have seen this coming. Let's see what Wu does.
Just those finger motions are leading towards a fold, aren't they?
It's tough with the ace-queen, but if you're aware you have an aggressive player, you could go for the 4-bet here.
And he folds.
He lays
Open
it
folds,
down.
eh? Wow, says Alvin.
He knows as well, I think.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Alvin knows he got away with one there.
Thank you, we're good.
Alvin definitely got away with one.
Yeah.
When I call it over
A
to
couple of
5,
players
I
wearing
say
the
that they can't
AirPods
do
on the
it.
table. And I always wonder if I see a player wearing AirPods, are they actually listening to something or are they just pretending that they can't hear you?
I
Are
think
they
it's a bit of
bluffing?
both.
Yeah.
Oh, what you had.
So the players will settle in after the break. It'll be interesting to see exactly how many players are left. I don't know if you got a look at the timing screen on the break.
Unfortunately, I did not manage, but we are approaching the bubble, which I believe is 57.
57 places getting
Yeah.
paid.
And last time I checked, it was at 66. So it's going to be maybe in the low 60s. 62, I have confirmation. 62 players remain. So that means 5 players until the money. So we're going to see some bubble
I
play here.
understand what you mean.
Yeah, we're going to get hand to hand, unless there's an elimination, double elimination, close to the bubble like we had in one of the other tournaments.
No idea what the
I
hell he
see
was
that,
talking
and
about.
yeah,
and I
Mark, I'm
realized I
sure
was.
you'll help us in the audience with explaining when that happens, how we're going to do the hand for hand.
When we get to that point, we'll explain it nicely to the viewers.
And Lee Woo's got the chip lead at the table. I'd like to see him exploiting the fact that he has many chips and the bubble pressure is on. Let's see if he goes that route. Alvin here, there was a limp from the hijack with the dead man's hand, ace 8 off from Costa, and Alvin once again is raising in position.
You see how aggressive Alvin is. I mean, he 3-bet out of the small blind with that queen 10. And now, when it's limped to him, he'll raise the ace 7.
And I like that aggression. Aggression does well. And then the flat call from Costa. Let's see the flop here. Costa's out of position. And that is a nice flop for Alvin.
He's flopped big. 2 hearts, and he's got the ace 7 of hearts. And there's nothing there for Costa either.
Yeah.
So any continuation that Alvin puts in here is going to pretty much end this anyway.
Yeah, I do see a check bet fold here. And Alvin, I wonder if he bets, how much would he bet?
Well, he's bet 20k into a 45k pot, so he went just under half pot.
Yeah, I like that sizing.
He can bet slightly bigger because he's got the monster draw. I mean, he's got the nut draw.
So if he was against a pair there and they're gonna call, you might as well make the pot a little bigger, a little juicier.
Absolutely, and there's views of those outer tables. You can identify a lot of the players out there still. JP Oaks, Danny Diani, there's Mr. Sun, Cole Marburg, Roy Bitten, Gareth Khalil, Greg Penn Lime, Bank Solomon still there, Darren Kramer, Wesley Weehand, Harold Brooks, Steve Radloff, Nick Zackham, Rajiv Singh, all in the Tutu Rusan, Moaz Ghani, Joe Steggers, Jesse Rosen, Gordon Padiachi, Greg Tucker, Adam Wolf. Wow, plenty players out there still.
I tell you, thank gosh for you, because I'm still learning all the players, man. I'm the new guy, you know.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm fortunate to have played with all of these players so over the years, so know most of them very well.
Under the gun, Matt laying down the 6-7 suited. He's got 21 bigs. Easy lay down.
Yeah, from early position. Costa comes in with a pocket 3s, wants to see a flop. As he raised there to 12k min click.
Yeah, a lot of 2x opening at this stage in the tournament.
Marina's out the way, she hasn't played a hand yet. I can see why, 5-2 offsuit. And
Jardine, let's see what
Jared,
he called it.
he's defended. We're sweating with Costa. Ace 4-6. So without seeing Jared's cards, he's in the big blind. Costa can put a continuation in and rep that ace. He's got all the ace X's in his range from there.
Absolutely, he does. He's got the stronger range at this point, or perceived range.
And Betson takes it down.
Yeah.
So nicely played by him. And You know, a lot of players make a mistake. If they play that small pair from early, they limp it in. Then they face multiple other players. By raising it, he narrowed the field to just a big blind, could rep the range and take it down that way.
Exactly, exactly. Give the hold the aggression in the hand. So it was a well-played hand. And some action camera work.
Yeah, some fast movement on the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they were just adjusting the camera to get a better angle because those are the fixed cameras, the PTZ cameras, so they can be driven from inside here, but sometimes their base station just needs to be moved a little.
Interesting.
Depending on the players on the table, sometimes you have somebody tall or whatever, they'll just move the base station a little bit and then they can drive the cameras to give us the best possible angles.
By the way, I know we see an ace-queen there, but we're also seven-handed.
Yeah.
So under the gun, Ray, the ace-queen of diamonds.
Ray's not there. He hasn't taken his seat yet. His chips are there.
Ah.
That's why.
That's
He's
why,
had some
okay.
premium hands folded already.
Oh, I got you. My mistake.
Because he's not at the table. He should be sitting immediately to the dealer's left.
Well,
So Costa limping in with the pocket jacks. Interesting strategies. He looking to raise here after limping.
Can always count on you, Marina.
oh, well, you know, we got a raise from Wu.
You took my move.
Marina is called with the 7-4 suited.
Optimistic, but I get it. I love to call with these low-suited hands. Let's see if Costa just goes for the flat.
And the barman or the mixologist busy sorting out the drinks.
Very important part of this
Oh,
tournament.
look at Marina's flop.
Wow!
She flops trip sevens.
Wow!
And the jacks are going to be in trouble on that board.
Yeah, and Marina didn't move a muscle when the flop came. I mean, very stoic. Good stuff.
And it's check to her. And she's bet 25k. They're never going to put on the 7. And Costa, slow playing his jacks, thinks he's disguised and is well in front here. He has very little idea of how far behind he is. And Wu floating with the ace-9, hoping to develop something on the turn. You see Marina's face, she's bemused. What are they calling me with? See, that's a
full house.
full
That's
house
what that
for
is.
her. And if anybody with hearts got there, she gets paid now.
Yeah, yeah, she loves to see that card. I mean, that's just
Absolutely.
gorgeous.
So she's got 135k in the pot. What can she put into it now? The jacks with the heart back door.
It looks like Wu is going to get creative here, possibly. I don't know. He's playing with those purples.
45.
Yeah,
He is. He's representing the flush.
yeah.
And Marina goes to 100.
Immediately.
Insta, eh?
And actually not a big raise. Almost a click back.
Yeah, but he's repping something he doesn't even hold.
Yeah, which is probably going to get Costa out of the hand. So,
Costa doesn't want to fold here. He's got the heart as a backup. He still thinks his hand is so well disguised.
he's thinking,
Puts the time bank in.
is he thinking, do my opponents know something I don't know here?
Meanwhile, there's 280k in that pot. He gets out of the way.
Yeah, he gets out of the way.
And Wu, who made a move, has to muck as well.
He has to. And
You win,
Wu,
Marina. You win.
Wu, I understand he was making a
And
move
look at
there.
Husband birthday.
My husband's birthday, 7-4.
There we
That
go.
is fact. That's why I knew
How's
about
that?
that hand.
Thank you. Oh,
It's
I
the
thought he
4th
would
of
not
July,
drink that
so
one.
it's the 7-4 that way.
Oh, cold by
It's
that.
Nadim's birthday, and we
Interesting.
play with Nadim as well. And that's one of their favorite hands to play.
So it's possible we have a new chip lead on the table, especially because Wu took
you
a
funny things.
she took a chunk out of Wu's stack there, and he was the chip leader. So
Yeah, and she took a fair bit from Costa as well, so
Yeah.
we'll see when the chip counts go up.
What did you have?
yeah, but Costa's got to be happy that we made a move there because it saved him.
And Wu telling a story. He says, I had queens,
can
I
play
had
it,
your jacks.
yeah.
I was a little bit scared of stage flash. What you
Fabricating
put
a little. He doesn't want to let them know he was on a move with ace-9 of clubs.
Of course.
But I mean, what can you
at the
do?
table,
She
we
plays
all
7-4.
pretend
She 3-bet you.
that none of us are bluffing, and that's the greatest bluff
She
of all.
3-bet you. We can only follow.
There's Anton Bauer in the middle, sitting to Carl Marburg.
Looked like it was a king 10 and a
Got caught in a tough
A,
spot.
te-
Abdul
a,
takes
te- a
checks.
technique in that muck was fantastic. The flick of the wrist.
That's Gio. Pocket fours for Costa now. They had pocket threes, pocket fours, pocket jacks.
Oh yeah.
A good few pocket pairs. The jacks cost him quite a bit because of the way he slow played them.
Yeah, with the limp pre-flop, perhaps he's got a bit of PTSD on that front, so he goes for the raise here, 2x, standard. And he gets through after the button. 7-3 is not 7-4.
Marina's up to 369 now.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Ace-2 in the small. Hard to call in the small, the ace-2. Looks like he got through.
He gets that one through.
Bit of a morale boost as well after losing a pot with jacks. To even if it's a smaller pot, just to win something, get you back in the groove.
Yeah, start rebuilding it. This is a nice view there. There's Ray Adam coming to join us.
There we go. Sporting his Mercedes hat, which we'll see in a moment, I'm sure.
Busy miking him up quickly.
That anticipation between hands. What will the next deal bring?
Some that are starting to get short, a little desperate. I really need this. Bigger stacks. How much more pressure can I put on?
Yeah, close to the bubble. It's tough to be short stacked right now. I mean, there is a school of thought, the shorter the stack, the easier the choices, but close to the bubble like this, it's tough.
There we go. Ray takes his seat. So there's Wu, he's down to 336, so just below Marina now.
But he's still over 50 bigs.
Yeah,
I believe
he's
that's
still
56
comfortable.
bigs. Yeah, that's healthy. At this stage in a tournament, to be over 30 bigs is good.
And Alvin at 356, so he's actually slight chip leader at the table. He picked up those first few pots with aggression.
When we catch up, it's been folded up to the blinds, and pocket sixes in the small. It looks like he just completed it.
He did, indeed.
Now I wonder if... oh, here we go. Look at that. Ace-Jack for Costa. He's going to want to raise here. And both players have about between 35 and 40 big blinds. So I wonder if Adam's going to do a 3-bet here. It's 2 more big blinds for him to call. There's 5 big blinds in the pot. But he's got 6s here. And if he thinks Costa is making any sort of move, he would want to raise. But he just calls.
That's it. It's raise style to try more limping trapping style.
Now close to the bubble, and I get it. Let's see the flop first and reassess.
It's a good flop for the sixes.
Is a good flop for the 6s. Kind of what you're hoping for.
Don't fall asleep. I'm sure you're tired after last night.
So it's checked to Costa, who puts in a bet here of 20.
He has the raise going to
Third
come.
pot.
Here comes the raise.
Yeah, and that looks like a what 60? No, yeah, 60. He raises to 60. And this is a tough spot. This is a tough spot.
Nothing there for Costa.
You know, because I'm thinking.
So you go through that door at the elevator.
You know what
I
happened
think
once?
the,
Because I left
Well
all
played,
my cards
Ray.
by my nannies. I couldn't
Alright,
go
so
upstairs.
it's just been announced that we
using
are hand
stairs
for
to go
hand.
on the hills of this place.
And
And I
for the
didn't
viewers
use
that
it.
don't know what hand for hand is,
Yeah.
it's to make the playing field level
You can do it
so
too.
that one table can't take longer than the others to
But I
complete
don't
their
think it's
hands
so
and
easy
get
to use
into
it.
the
I think
money
it's
that
also
way.
must be like some
So with
card for the
multiple
entrance
tables,
that-
the
Places
hands
are
clock is
permanently
paused.
broken.
At the end, 2 minutes will be taken off for every hand. And the tournament director will announce deal. They deal all. When all the tables have completed their hands, then they will move on to the next hand so that nobody has an unfair advantage by tanking for too long.
You always welcome to.
And I'd like to know if we could find out how many tables are left right now with the hand for hand.
I think it's pretty easy to work out. There's roughly 8 on the table, and you've got 58 players left. So I would imagine we're on around 8 tables.
They put it like
And
for
looks like
using
we
for
do have
everyone because it was
the next hand going.
It's always like that. Even this morning, I just used it with the elevator.
Next time we're gonna do that. Because honestly, that swim pool's so nice.
Let's see. Alvin's going to be under the gun. He lays down the mystery hand.
It was Mike that was saying it is hand for hand, but I don't see that. Normally you hear the tournament director pausing the clock, doing all that.
How much?
Maybe he was saying we're approaching hand.
Around 450.
Oh, well,
I'm not
confirmation to come. We got pocket fives from Jared. He does raise it up to 15,000. And the aggressive fold from Wu with the king four, and it's easy to fold like that in the big blind because it ends the hand.
Yeah. So whether that is hand for hand or not, the viewers are now familiar with what will happen when we get to that.
Yeah.
Always have a big step.
There's a hand on the outer table.
What up, boy?
Looks like there's a rugby game on in the background.
Some more tables going here.
And again, the top level masseuses on the field. And I do believe we have 7 total tables. So when it is hand for hand, keep in mind that we wait for the 7 tables to finish and then we start the next hand. Now Chester, Conrad is very short stacked, but he has the king 6 under the gun. Feels bad, you just got to fold it.
Yeah, he'll know what to do. He's an experienced player.
Yeah.
The ace 4 suited.
Let's see what Matt does here, because the ace 4 suited is kind of nice, but with all the... Oh, there we go, he goes for the raise, and I'm fine with that. You know, at this stage in the tournament, does he decide to fold it so close to the bubble? So it's interesting to see.
Costa with 10-9 suited.
And the subtle fold. Now, Matt hasn't played a hand yet at the table, so that can also lean towards his having a stronger range right now. He's maybe perceived to be a little tight. Whether he is or isn't tight, that's something else. And it gets through. Feels good.
Pick up the blinds and antes. Keep it ticking over. There's an all-in on the outer table.
Yeah. And they
Two
started on the
all-ins.
first day, they made it random.
2 all-ins, so the cards are going to be open.
Now we see someone's almost
Looks
going to
like
open a
a-
hand. Let's see.
Yeah.
I saw a face card there. And an ace card. A face and an ace.
Queen versus.
I saw a queen and a queens. Ace, queen versus queens. 3 spades. Oh, there's the ace of
the
spades.
ace.
Looks like, I believe there
Unless
was
he's
a
holding
queen
a
of spades.
spade, he
Queen of
has.
spades. Yeah.
He gets a double up. 2 banks.
Double up, trouble up.
So he
And
gets unlucky there with the queens.
looks like Donald Duck is doing him well.
So we'll ask Mike if we can look at the timing screen to see, because it is 61. So that announcement of hand for hand was a little premature. It was just they are, when they get to there, was what the tournament director was telling them.
And we're back at the featured table. It looks like Jared opened +1 with the King Jack offsuit, and with the pocket 7s, Ray with the smooth call and the hijack. And now Wu looks down at 10 jack offsuit, and he's feeling curious. He's got a bigger stack here.
And he's using the button.
Now, regardless of what Alvin does here, I like that he doesn't just fold or anything. He sits back, and it looks like he threw in just a call, which is fine.
Now Conrad's very short stack, but look at the price he's getting.
Yeah.
72k in there, he gets 8 to 1 to make the call.
Yeah, you just call and proceed with caution. You know, what can you do?
And he's very live.
And that's a very hearty flop. And the best flush draw looks like it's for Alvin. No, Wu, excuse me.
Wu's picked up the best of that flop from a flush perspective.
But Alvin with a pair and a decent flush draw, but I'm sure he's aware that there's a lot of better flush draws out there. And the rare checked all round with so many players in the pot. Alvin again out of position, first to speak. Taking his time here, I like it.
He'll bet into it now because he thinks anybody had a part of that, they would have bet the flop.
Yes.
The 2 doesn't help anybody. So my 8 is good here, and I've got to redraw to a flush. And he gets the best flush draw to fold. Ray has called with his ace-7.
These
His
pocket sevens.
Sorry. And no good for Ray. Alvin checks.
I like the check too.
Ray
He's got
checks back.
yeah, he's got
Alvin
showdown.
will take it on. Plus 86k for Alvin because of the amount of players in the hand.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice flat call there in the small blind. I mean, once again, I think what I would do, and then the pro at the table does something different and wins a huge pot. So there we go.
On that table there, I see somebody standing up. Table next to it.
There's Ahmed with a big stack. You never want to see him with even a chip, never mind a big stack.
This is somebody observing the action. Imran taking him in a big hand.
And so this is hand for hand, correct? This is
Not
now...
yet.
Not yet, okay.
That's what I confirmed with our
Okay, thank you, yeah.
executive producer. We're still 61 players, so you need to get to 58 for it to go to hand to hand.
Oh,
It
okay.
has to be on the actual bubble. So
Got
the
it.
announcement by the tournament director, and then us being told it's hand for hand, not yet. It was premature.
All right, thank you. 10-6 easy lay down here. Matt not interested in the 6-2 suited. King-Queen offsuit for Costa. Let's see what he does here. I believe he made it 2x.
Raised and called.
Lee Wu with the suited ace-3 is definitely calling here.
Yeah, he did. Now Costa with ace-jack, does he squeeze here? Is this his moment?
Yeah, Conrad. Conrad Chester, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. With that stack, this is it. This is what you're waiting for. We have an all-in now. Let's see how this goes. He's got the best of it.
Marina's going to ask how much, trust me.
Yeah, it's less than 10
She
bigs.
folds it. Now action on Costa.
What's the count?
Asking for a count. And if he calls, I don't think Wu can.
How much? Total.
Do you think there would be any merit for Costa if he's interested to then raise to isolate Lee Wu out of the hand, or do you think
It's not
just
his
to...
style, he's going to flat.
Ah, there you go. Just as you said. Nice, good call.
Okay.
So you get
You're
to
going
know the
somewhere?
player styles and how they do it. I think I've done 1,400 hours of this streaming now. So you get used to player styles,
Yeah,
what they do. And as I said, Wu gets out the way.
yeah. And here we
Conrad
go.
will be happy to see that he's ahead.
Ace 4 cut.
He's got to fade the kings and the queens. He's some sort of straight draw.
I'm not scared about
Yeah, I believe
it.
2 aces were folded
He's only up there.
pre-flop.
Yeah, Marina folded an ace and Wu folded an ace.
Yeah.
He's just got a blanket though. There's the jack for him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Makes no change.
Yeah.
He just has to dodge a king or a queen.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a king on the river.
Why on the
Straight
river?
through the heart. Oh,
Oy vey. No, it's
and
tough.
Conrad is eliminated, short of the money. That was brutal for him on the river.
Yeah, Conrad Chester takes one to the chest, and he's out just before the bubble. It's tough. It's tough. Unenviable,
Yeah,
that's for
Bradley
sure.
makes a valid statement that the river on this feature table has been brutal.
Oh yeah.
One for the TV.
It has dashed many a dream, this river.
Oh yeah.
I think if he isn't behind, like,
You know what though? I just reached the stage and I said, you know what? If I get repopped,
Proper vibes outside on the outer tables.
You had nothing left, so you couldn't.
Interesting origin of the word river. I don't know if you're familiar
sometimes
with
you
where
gotta
the
play
word
like a
river comes
couple
from.
I'm actually not.
Came from the old paddle boats and that gamble on there and somebody chased and got there on the end. They ended up chucking him in the river.
That's why on my big blind, that's why on my small blind I lumped the pocket aces in. You'll see it on the
So
camera.
the river has lived up to his name and dashed people's hopes. And
Yeah.
I can see a few people getting chucked in the river over
Small
this.
big I don't raise, so when you raise,
Well, I mean, it's been nuts. It's been nuts.
I'm not, they were very scared.
Yeah, and the flop was the noise the three cards made as they came down. And the turn was because it could turn what was a good hand into a bad hand, and then of course the river on the paddle boat. That is the folklore of where it originated from the old paddle boats and where they used to gamble, play
Tell me I
Texas.
can't see.
Wow.
Just tell me once.
You learn something new every day. I've been saying that a lot on the stream. Let me tell you, I'm learning a lot.
Well, you're fortunate to get to sit next to Gary, and Gary's got a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah. Oh,
So
you're
you
being
can pick up
humble.
from-
You're being
from
humble. I'm also fortunate to sit next to you, Mark. Excuse me. Very fortunate on that. So I know you're a humble guy, but
Thank you.
the legendary chess. I will say I used to play online years ago, and I feared the name. So, and I'm sitting next to the man right now. All right,
Well,
back
it's
to
an
the
absolute
action.
pleasure.
Yeah, no, it's like a. It looks like we have a pot that just ended pre-flop from an open on the cutoff.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on it. There was nothing exciting, so we could carry on. There's Marina from the Ukraine, of course.
Beautiful.
And Conrad eliminated. And 21 bigs for Matt. Not in the danger zone yet. And you'll be aware of the bubble, and you can expect him to start making moves once we're through the bubble. It's important for players for the global poker index points. It's important to get that cash. It's for the race to Vegas points. I mean, that race to Vegas is something special as well.
What's the race to Vegas?
So the race to Vegas started last year at Times Square. It ends at Sabaya, the next stop. And players earn points on the Global Poker Index on how they finished in the tournament. And the top 10 are getting fully paid packages to Las Vegas, hotels, accommodation for the World Series of Poker by SUNBET Poker Tour. And the top 3 will actually also get entrance into the main event, $10,000 buy-in.
Oh, wow.
And the other players in descending order will get buy-ins into various other tournaments.
That is
So,
awesome.
It has been a very important factor in a lot of decisions when deals have been made, those race to Vegas points.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, just another layer, you know?
Absolutely.
And another opportunity that we're giving, you know, our stream is giving the players the Monster Jam Poker Tour.
Yeah, with SUNBET major sponsors. It's the
Absolutely.
SUNBET Poker Tour now, run by Monster Jam Poker.
Thank you.
Brought to you by Card Street. From the flop to the river, we deliver.
All right. There we go. I better learn that one.
Yeah, it was a competition we held some time back, and the viewers could do it, and that was the winning slogan chosen for Card Street. From the flop to the river, we deliver.
Beautiful. And in between, we got Alvin just taking it down with the open from the cutoff with the ace-3 suited.
So you can see all the buzz outside there. People getting excited as we near the bubble. People wanting to cash, like I said, for those Vegas points. As far as I'm aware, the minimum points will be 85 points cash in the main event. So so for players that are on the fringe
saw
or
the
in
way
the
they
top 10
split
and
it.
wanting to cement their
From
place,
57
they
to
need that
about
cash to keep those
16.
Vegas points.
There's like a $2,000 difference.
And do we have any sort of leaderboard at the
Yeah,
moment?
there is. You go onto the
Playing
website,
for
the
what, for
leaderboard's
15?
there.
All right.
Playing for
Alvin Pilla is on
15.
top of that
15 you'll
leaderboard.
have like
Why
the
am
first
I not
real-
surprised?
There we go.
Yeah. Speaking
Okay,
of
the later
Mr.
Hopefully
Pile.
by
Bozo,
then he
David
stops
Rhodes
calling
sold the
raises
second
with
on that
10-8
list.
Oh,
offsuit.
Darren
Yes,
Kramer's
they
on that
did.
list as well. Stephen
Sure.
Courtney with a massive
Keep
season.
laughing,
Cape
you.
Town's on that list. Darren Brooks, 10th place on that list.
Aye, aye, aye.
wow. Okay.
So Jared Solomon's on that list. On that list.
Solly. Costa easily laying down under the gun.
Alvin defends big blind no matter what.
And
Alvin raises button
the
no
legend,
matter what.
Pile. Again, Marina without the 7-4, only the 7-3, not good enough.
It's a mid that gets you in trouble. Is it?
Because Zackham's on that list as well.
Now, this is your prodigy, isn't it?
Ooh, Matt with the Cowboys.
Because he raised and he couldn't do anything. with
Looking
the flop
very
and the
calm.
high seven.
Never go to hand for hand.
Jared raised the button with an ace as he's expected to do.
Back to 50.
Yeah. Now I wonder if he's going to put in a little raise or just go all in. Yeah, he goes all in.
I think it's based on the stage of the tournament because normally Matt
Hello, how are you?
would want to extract more value from those
How are you,
kings.
mate?
Right.
This is definitely based on the fact that we're on the approaching.
I fold him.
And Ray announces folding him. Yeah,
And he'll pick up the plus 28k.
yeah, which is great. 5 bigs.
Ace 4 is bad, eh? That kicker so bad. Ace 4, the 4 is bad.
A very sort of based on everything a standard hand.
Like an ace.
Oh, look at that stack.
That's a decent stack of chips.
And those yellows, what are the yellows? Do we know?
The yellows are 10,000, the greens are
Hand
50,
for hand just goes.
Got it.
the blues or purples are 5,000.
You
and
play
that
one
is
hand
Wesley
every
Ryan next to Darren Kramer.
Where are you from?
The elite.
From Pretoria.
Yes, we had Wesley actually on the last feature table. And we saw him win a huge
How's those hand for hand?
Huge
That
pot.
takes forever.
And then, as I
Because
say,
that's
he's
like
a WPT
100 tables.
Yeah, but there you bubbling with like 300, 350 people.
Just in case you didn't know, I mean, you're asking me to play in Asia. He's Afrikaans.
flashing around. There's Kentucky in the
No,
middle.
I'll ask you the same question. Have you played in Vegas or Asia?
In case you didn't know, this was Afrikaans.
Asia hasn't
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about you calling with 10-8 offsuit. I'm not gonna.
You're
that's
not gonna
our
let go
feature
the
table
10-8
over there.
I didn't say
In
anything,
between
but I
the
noticed.
VIP areas.
And what about him calling with the ace and the 8 on the board?
Let's see, back to the action. We got Lee Wu under the
I only
gun.
called to see what you have. Promise. I wanted to see has Alvin changed his normal
ways.
or is he gonna do that? It's worth
You
the
at least
price.
at the 7 of hearts.
Everyone
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
very
I'm not
relaxed.
stupid.
So now he's officially hand
He
for
raised
hand.
and then he can't even
That means
defend it
we've
with
got
the ace on the
58
board.
players, one player
But I'm not worried about that. I'm wondering how you letting Alvin.
Either they will pause tables and the clocks will be paused, and the tournament director will take over proceedings and announce when the leaders can
60,000 pots
proceed.
giving
If there is
the
a
wrong
ruling
man
and a call, the players may not turn over their hands. They have to wait for the tournament
Alvin,
director
I only
to
play
get
with
to
set
the
and
table.
above when I play with
The
him. I
reason
don't play
being
set and
that,
above.
Set and above,
one
and it
table
must be a dry
cannot,
ball.
Yeah, he knows
have it
also.
all in and do it quickly and
Set and
try and
above.
get the other table to
No,
bust
I don't worry
first.
about flushes and stuff. You
And
don't.
if there are simultaneous bust outs, they will both
Set and above.
share
Set and above.
the 57th prize.
Otherwise, I fall to him.
Right, okay.
Why you don't tell me
Okay.
this information about
I didn't
Well,
know.
let's say
I don't know. I wanted to see if
a
it's still the same.
bittersweet
Now I know.
moment,